Landon Swan. He's the co-founder of LikeFolio.com. Good morning, Landon.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we doing?
We're doing well. Now we did Dollar Tree last week. We're taking a look at Dollar General this week. They've got earnings in the morning. What are you guys seeing as far as data goes from LikeFolio?
Yeah, Dollar Tree has done very well since earnings, up quite a bit. And Dollar General, when we look at them, we're talking about purchase intent as always, which is the green line on your chart here. And that is the 90-day moving average of purchase intent, which is people talking about going into these stores or buying something from those stores. And as you can see over the last maybe 2 or 3 years, it's tracked very well with the stock. Of course, that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to track revenue, but it does, revenue and stock price often move together. And one thing that we're seeing is that over the last maybe 3 or 4 months, Dollar General is making all-time highs. It's pushing up around 121 right now. Whereas purchase intent, it has been growing over that same period of time, but it hasn't been growing at the same pace. And so we're actually seeing a little bit of a divergence where the stock is moving higher faster than the purchase intent maybe warrants it to. So I wouldn't say that we're extremely bearish on Dollar General by any means, but I would say that there is a little bit of a divergence here where the stock looks to be outpacing the consumer enthusiasm for shopping at the stores.
Landon, here's what we know. Dollar Generals and Dollar Trees, they're everywhere, right? There's a lot of these out there. But how big is the sample size on social media? I'm trying to picture in my head someone walking out at Dollar General going, just love that purchase at Dollar General. I just don't see that happening. How big is your sample size here?
You would be shocked. It's unbelievable what people decide they want to share on Twitter. I mean, we've got data on all kinds of companies, and I agree. If I didn't know the data that we have, I would completely understand your point, who would tweet that. But, it's not necessarily someone saying something so specific like, I just shopped at Dollar General and I had a good experience, right? It's not that literal, but it's people saying things that are a little more nuanced where they mention the store name, they mention they were there, they mention they spent some money, and usually they're doing it in a very conversational way. So our algorithms are able to pick up on that. So it's not super literal, it's a little bit more sophisticated in how they're saying it, but we pick up on that, and the sample size is actually really large. So for whatever reason, people love to share everything they do on Twitter, and we're listening.
For more on social media, let's bring in TD Ameritrade Network's own Jenny Horn. Good morning, Jenny.
A Dollar General frequent flyer, I'm sure. You're a loyalty customer at Dollar General.
What would you buy at Dollar General?
No.
I said wine glasses at Dollar Tree, so I'd probably also buy wine glasses at Dollar General.
Are they plastic ones? Are they red Solo wine glasses?
They're real wine glasses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Are they glass or not plastic?
They're glass.
Okay.
So you got to go into one. You'll be pleasantly surprised. But
you know what? It's on my to-do list.
It should be, because we talk about it all the time. I mean, this is one of those names that, like Landon just mentioned, it never really excites me at the first thought of it, but then I go on social media and I'm like, oh my gosh, so many people have a lot to say.
Okay.
This morning specifically, people seem to be really bearish, not so much on Dollar General, but more on the economy. They seem to think that there's this huge recession coming and that Dollar General is going to be the go-to store when a recession comes.
But it's been doing well now. It's a go-to story when the economy's doing well, too.
Right, so it seems like it's kind of recession-proof, at least what people think on social media. So our first tweet is from Mark Tepper, who says, where do you invest given the recent disappointing jobs data? Companies like Dollar General do well and see increased in foot traffic as economy slows. So do you think this could help at all with their earnings coming up?
Well, I think that jobs report, if he's going to reference that, you got to remember the jobs report was good except for the top line number of only 20,000 jobs added, and we're at the a low unemployment rate, 3.8%. So I think you got to push that aside. But the consumer's still out there spending. Kevin and I talk about retail sales data on a weekly basis.
I think this is one of those economies where the high-end stores are doing well in the high-end malls. All the discounters are doing well. Where you don't want to be is in the middle.
Right.
Macy's.
Right, Macy's.
A perfect example of that middle term retail.
Right. But I mean, they did have really strong earnings last quarter, and they have this kind of momentum going into now their fourth quarter earnings.
Yeah, and it just did get recently upgraded, but I know you got another tweet for us.
I do. Our next tweet says, I like Dollar General over Dollar Tree going into a recession. Actually, I'll cop both. So again, with this recession conversation, which I just really don't understand, but Landon, do you see this at all in your purchase intent data this morning?
No, so we're looking at when people are actually going there, and I don't know if the recessions are coming or not. You'd be a multi-millionaire overnight.
We don't
if you
either.
figure that out, but yeah. So Dollar Tree is, it did well, and Dollar General's at all-time highs. I will say that one thing, I talked about purchase intent sort of being outpaced by the stock price on Dollar General. I will say that consumer happiness at Dollar General has been uptrending. It's very high. People love shopping there, and I know that they're remodeling, I think, 1,000 stores and adding 1,000 more, and they're getting into more healthy foods with their Better For You initiative. And so I think that happiness is likely to just continue to go up. This is a strong brand. The stock may be a little bit ahead of consumer demand right now. That's our only concern, but it's nothing drastic.
Yeah, and you have to take a look. Remember that the Family Dollar segment of Dollar Tree was the drag on it, but Dollar General's kind of pushed those concerns aside, so the stock's done a lot better over a year period than Dollar Tree stock. So they don't have that lag, but then also closing a bunch of Family Dollar stores actually helped Dollar Tree's stock post earnings. So that could play into the results that we're going to see in there tomorrow.
Stock's up probably 10, 11, 12%, something right in there if you do the numbers.
Yeah, so far this year, yeah.
And they're facing a slew of analyst upgrades today going into earnings, so that's a good sign.
Positive momentum. U.S. chain store sales last week up 1.2%, so we'll have to see if that equates to good earnings for Dollar General. Hey, Landon, thanks for all the great data from LikeFolio on Dollar General ahead of earnings.